So, space retrieval. I read a lot about this one, and I really wanted to do something with my students that wasn't necessarily testing them, like doing exams, but I needed something like an excuse to go back every now and then and go over the words and expressions and phrases and idioms and structures and all the things that we worked on. So we started doing this. Whenever we had 5 or 10 extra minutes, I asked them to write them some questions using the vocabulary from that lesson. Of course, we would go over them together to make sure that everything was all right, right? And then I kept that handy. And sometimes at the beginning of a lesson, or when we had some extra minutes, or when we needed a brain break, for example, I would ask them some of these questions just to see if they remembered the meaning of these words or how to use those structures. And it didn't take me any time. I didn't create the questions myself, they did it. And it was a lovely activity all throughout the year. Here. This is a picture of what the jar looks like if you teach face to face. If you teach online, I have a file, a separate file where I keep all those questions. So you can do it. Doesn't matter whether you teach face to face or online. It's a very nice activity. And once you have those questions handy, you can do whatever you want. It can be an exit ticket. It can be a way to check understanding. It can be a way to get insights, before planning a new lesson. Are we going to move on and start working on new vocabulary items, or should we go back and maybe review the things we worked on? We can use it as a warm-up activity. We can use it to revise and go over everything we worked on before a test. We can use it as a brain break. We can use it as a game, right? We can compete. Students can divide themselves into teams and they can play together and we can give them points. So there are lots of things that we can do. And again, it doesn't take any time to prepare if you're the teacher. And the cool thing is that students are part of the process. They're the ones coming up with the questions. They are the ones answering the questions. So it's a very, very nice way to go over all the things that we see during a year, right?